Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Back to boxing. Crazy news, man. Anthony Joshua, man, goes to New York, man, with Charlamagne the God in the Breakfast Club, man. The biggest show, the biggest breakfast show in America. He goes to New York, man, and he basically gets interviewed by the Breakfast Club. Now, man, Charlamagne the God, man, he's a real one. Sometimes, sometimes he is, sometimes he is. But he asked some pretty good questions to Anthony Joshua, man, and it was wild. And I'm watching this stuff, and Charlamagne the God sounds like he's part of the LDBC, man. He's part of the LDBC, man, because he was asking some real tough questions to Anthony Joshua, man. And Anthony Joshua looked real uncomfortable in there. He looked real uncomfortable in there. I'll link the thing in the interview, man. I mean, it was pretty long. It was basically like an hour long. Maybe it was longer than that. I'll link it in the description so you can watch it yourself. But Charlamagne the guy was asking about the top heavyweights like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Luis Ortiz, and he was saying that, hey man, I think all three of those fighters can beat you. And he was saying like, why are you fighting Jerry Miller? You can be fighting any of those three fighters, and people were really clamoring for those kind of fights. And basically, Anthony Joshua was saying something like he wants to get in America first, and then after that, he's eyeing the other three fighters. So that's what he said about that. Basically, Charlamagne was asking about the whole Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua situation too, and Anthony Joshua basically gave a real bland and not descriptive way of saying that Deontay Wilder basically ducked Anthony Joshua. He's basically saying that Deontay Wilder ducked him because he said he made this lucrative offer to Deontay Wilder, which is ridiculous because the only offer I know for sure that Anthony Joshua wanted was like like a flat fee of like 12 million or something like that, maybe 10 million. It was something dumb, something low, right? It wasn't a percentage. So he didn't get specific on which offer it was because there's so many offers back and forth. It was ridiculous. But it was just real like general statements that really didn't get specific on which offer Anthony Joshua was talking about. But yeah, man. And then there's one really big one that Charlamagne the God asked Anthony Joshua, and I was really shocked about it. It was when Anthony Joshua fought Vladimir Klitschko, and he said that, why didn't you let Deontay Wilder come over to the UK when you fought Klitschko? And he said the fight wasn't right yet. But then Anthony Joshua soon said something like, but I didn't have a restraining order on him. I wanted him to ring, but nothing was signed. So I didn't want the fans thinking we're going to fight when we didn't have anything signed, which was crazy because I'm thinking in my mind, yo, you got a restraining order on him, bro. It was reported that you got a restraining order on him. People were talking about you got a restraining order on this guy. And, that was reality. And the fact that he lied about that was sort of shocking to me. There's really a lot of inconsistencies in this whole like interview. If you're a casual fan and you aren't keeping up with boxing, you would think everything sounds great, but if you actually followed the boxing itself, like it was crazy. It was like 90% lies. Anthony Joshua was lying through the whole thing. It was just shocking. It was a straight lying from Anthony Joshua 99% of the time. It was just crazy, man. Because Charlamagne was asking the questions over and over again. And it was the same question because he knew, Anthony Joshua wasn't telling the truth. At one point, Charlamagne actually even said, the reason why you're not fighting these top fighters, you're saying what you're saying sounds good, Anthony Joshua. But if I ask Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, they'll tell me something different. They'll tell me you're lying. And he's like, yeah, you're right. In the interview, he even admits it. That if you ask Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, they're definitely going to say something completely different from you. So someone's telling the truth or someone's lying. And Anthony Joshua, he was just lying through the whole thing, right? It was shocking, man. It was shocking. At the beginning of the interview, Charlamagne even asked Anthony Joshua about his personal life and, what was he doing before boxing? And he was running the streets. And was he selling dope? Was he selling drugs or something like that? And then like Anthony Joshua played around the whole thing and said, no, I wasn't selling any drugs or anything. I was doing something else. I was connecting the dots. Like he was just playing weird word games when we know Anthony Joshua was selling weed. He got convicted from this. He got convicted for it. You know what I mean? So like he was just really like it was just ducking and dodging a lot of these questions and talking around them and like answering it vaguely, but lying at the same time. Like we know you're selling drugs. That's how you first got in trouble in the first place. You know, I think it was weed or it was steroids, one of the two. But he was still selling illegal stuff, and he just didn't admit it. It was just like really like, dude, just tell the truth, man. You know what I mean? You know, so it was just really, it was disappointing. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua was just straight. You know, if you want people to know who you are, man, just be yourself, man. Just tell the truth, man. You don't gotta just lie about who you are to maintain an image that's not really yours. Because if you really start becoming an Anthony Joshua fan, you can easily find that stuff out once you start following boxing. Someone's gonna bring it up again, and you're gonna be shocked. You know, but Anthony Joshua, he tries to maintain a facade, and it's just not working. You know what I mean? It's not working. And quite frankly, and Charlamagne even talked about that too. He said, yeah, you have a brand and everything, but everyone doesn't see you as a fighter. Everyone sees you as like a corporate, you know, the safe guy who won't say the wrong things, who will just smile and has this image that's so squeaky clean. It's sort of hard to connect to, you know. So I mean, Charlamagne was even talking about that, you know. He even sees that, and it's true, you know. So Anthony Joshua, man, I think he wasted a big opportunity there. You know, there was times in the interview he was cool and stuff like that, but I think that was more of the people who was around than Anthony Joshua himself. So, you know, and the fact of the matter is, man, Charlamagne was asking really tough questions, and he had Anthony Joshua extremely uncomfortable. And Anthony Joshua wanted to answer it the right way, and he wasn't really himself. Everything felt scripted. It just felt funny. It felt funny. But yeah, man, Charlamagne definitely went in on Anthony Joshua in this interview, man. He was definitely asking really tough questions, and Anthony Joshua definitely was not comfortable during the interview. No, he wasn't, because he was getting asked the questions so many times, and it was the same question over and over again. But mostly by Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, mostly about how the negotiations went, and it was just, you know, it was just bad, because every time, you know, Charlamagne would redirect a question, but it's pertaining to a question before that, and then he'll keep doing that. And then, you know, Anthony Joshua just keep lying to keep that lie going. You know, once you lie once, you got to keep lying around the lie to make the lie go, to make the lie, you know, seem believable. That's basically what Anthony Joshua was doing the whole thing. It was pretty bad. I'll link the interview in the description, man. But watch the whole thing, man. Watch the whole thing. Watch when Anthony Joshua talks about his life right in the beginning. He's lying about how he got into boxing in the beginning. I mean, it was just, I mean, and watch how vaguely Anthony Joshua answers, you know, some of the questions of why the deals didn't go through. Actually, at one point, Anthony Joshua even says that, you know, the reason why the fight didn't get made, it was because of him. He said, you know, his promoter did most of the talking, but in the end of the day, it's really up to him. And he says that he didn't inject himself enough to make these fights happen. And at the end of the day, it's sort of his fault that this fight didn't happen. I mean, it was this long interview, man. I was thinking of making a couple more videos about this, but maybe I will, because it was just so much to digest, you know. I think I'm gonna start breaking down these hour interviews into like 6 or 7 videos, because if I talk about it in one video, it seems like I'm rambling, but I'm really not. It was just so much said. But yeah, man, watch the interview you guys yourself, man. Crazy stuff, man. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. I'll link it in the description. You know, Charlamagne challenging Anthony Joshua. You know, hashtag LDBC. He's part of it, obviously. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace. Empire.